On the pursuit of greatness. My name is Nicholas Coriano, and in the middle of growing a small public company into a big public company, I'm in the middle of some acquisitions, and I seem to get them done quickly. And I had a guy ask me, wow, you're really good at making these deals. And I wanted to explain the history of money, because a lot of times people don't realize to make great deals, you need to understand the history of where money came from. At one time, money didn't exist, and then money got made as a means of exchange, and somewhere there we lost the meaning of it, because people now chase money when money's not the goal. It's what money can buy you, right? So how did money start? At one time there was no money, and we started on what we call the barter system. So even before that, before humans started herding things and farming things, like animals or crops, we didn't know how to do that, right? So resources were very scarce. If you found an animal and you killed it for food, or if you found a plant that was edible, you ate it right there, because we didn't know how to farm yet, and we didn't know how to herd animals. So at that time, the barter system started way back then, right? And if somebody had something that was sustainable for a few days and they ran into somebody else, they could trade it for something else, right? Eventually we became herders and farmers, and then as you traveled, we realized we can trade these goods. So what happens? You have some guy that has 100 cows somewhere, and another guy that has or tribe that has 100 plants, and they're going to trade, but they don't trust each other. So what happens? The guy with the cow has to bring the cows all the way over to the guy with the plants, and he gives him the cows, and he grabs the plants, and then he's got to go all the way back. Well, what's the problem with that? Well, it's inefficient, right? You got to bring all these cows over here. Cows might not be ready at the same time. You have to wait. You might find a better deal while you're traveling all the way over there, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, I got all these cows with me, I can't do that right now, right? So what ends up happening? As a sign of trust, people that have done business together would end up saying, now they built this trust, they built this rapport, and they would say, look, you hold the cows, and in good faith, they would grab a piece of the dirt, literally from the ground, and they would put it in the hand of the other person, and they would say, I trust you to come back, right? And it became a token. This exchange of the dirt became a token, and eventually it became a stick. In some societies it became a rock, right? But it was a token. Eventually this rock in the earliest times, the Egyptian times, Roman times, you start seeing these things turn into stones or precious metals, and these precious metals got stamped out into coins. Eventually when papyrus was made, the paper, people would write notes to each other, and that's when the first note, which originates from banknote, right? It came from that. So what's my point? My point is that the history of money comes from, money is just a token. The actual dollar, your dollar with your dead presidents and dead leaders and live leaders in some countries, right? And coins with these people on it in trust of a government, is just a token to exchange certain value. You have something and they have something, right? Now, most people exchange their time for these tokens, right? But once you realize it's just an exchange of value, you can understand why some people get rich, and why value goes to some people more than other people, right? So some people think they have no value. Well, I don't have any fox furs, I don't have any, but you can farm, you can herd, right? And that comes from working, that comes from producing, right? Creating. So once you realize that, if you go to the another side, another tribe, right, and you sit down with them, another company, another person, and my opening line is always, what are you trying to do? Where are you going? What do you absolutely need? Because once you realize what they absolutely need, you might be able to go find that cheaper than finding the tokens, right? Because really you're just searching the ground for these tokens, right? These dollars, these coins. So once you understand the value that they're looking for, you can find that value. And once you start matching those value systems up in people, and you can play the game of arbitrage, right? You can shift value, and you can get in the middle of a lot of value propositions or deals. So in the sense of, mergers and acquisitions, for example, if one company, when I go to a company, what do you want? And the guy goes like, man, I just want to be on a boat. Right? I just want to be on a boat. I just want to retire and be on a boat and have enough to be on a boat. All of a sudden, the guy that wants to buy the company is like, dude, I got a boat. It just sits there in the harbor all week, right? Now, instead of a $10 million proposition, you found each other's value. So you could put a price tag on it, and the guy could want a price tag. But people don't really want money. They want what money can buy. And if you focus on that, it's faster to get what money can buy than it is to get money, if that makes any sense to you guys. Anyway, that's the history of money. It's a token, right? It doesn't have any value. It's what you're exchanging it for that has the actual value for your life. I hope this was helpful. Keep it in mind. It changed my life. Don't chase money. Chase the thing you want, because money is just, this means to get that. Hope you guys are great. Hope you guys are fantastic. If you need any help, hit me up, nicholascoriano.com. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Went to business school, went to law school. I consult companies. I run a real estate portfolio, stock portfolio, microcap stock portfolio, a laundromat, 10 online businesses, and always entrepreneuring. Be great, guys.